it seems like Victor wants what's best for his son in the weirdest way. Does he look at his son as an equal, or do you think he looks at him as kind of competition?
I don't think Victor looks at anybody as equal. I think he loves himself. In a way, when it comes to engineering, rightly so, he is one of the smartest men in the entire world. But Chase and Victor's relationship is very interesting, and I think throughout the first season you're going to realize that there's more than meets the eye, and Chase is in a very tough situation. And I hope, as you know, I can't talk too much about it, but I hope as an actor playing this character, I can bring to light some issues that need to be addressed in society that aren't addressed and that are kind of swept under the rug. So I hope that that's kind of my purpose on this show.
How does Nico view her relationship with her parents?
It's tough. She does not have a great relationship with her parents. She's had there's been trouble in the past with the Minoru's, and so that's carried on to where the season starts. And yeah, and then on top of that, finding out that the Pride, our parents are up to something, and something that's not so good is not great either. Yeah.
So the one thing I love about this series is that we're diving deeper into the history of the parents. Tell me about Gert's relationship with her parents.
Gert's relationship with her parents is a very interesting one. I think this one is funny because I think her parents are the least immediately menacing. They're kind of the more fun, goofy ones. And while Gert isn't particularly close with them, I mean, there are so many similarities, and she does get a lot of her ideals from them. And so to kind of address herself as a product of that is something very terrifying. And, to just feel this imminent threat around her and something she found so much safety and comfort in before is a very interesting dynamic to play with.
What's different from the comics, from this version, is that your parents are dead. Can you talk to me? I know, so sad, right? Can you talk to me a little bit how we might dive deeper into that and possible flashbacks or anything?
Yes. In the first 2 episodes, it's kind of the continuation of the first episode. So you just see Molly in her action. You don't know a lot about her. Like, she's just in the room, just chilling, and pushing stuff. But in the next couple of episodes, you see her story and her arc. You'll see some flashbacks, and they'll definitely reveal more about her parents. So that will come, and you'll get excited about that.
The one thing I love about this show is that we're diving deeper to the parents' backstories a little bit, and we're seeing a little bit more than we got to see in the comics. What's Carolina's relationship currently with her parents?
Well, when you first meet Carolina, she thinks her mom is the most incredible woman on the face of the earth. She's not too close with her dad. Her dad's a busy actor. And then throughout the course of the season, when she realizes that her parents are up to no good and the church that she is the face of, that she thought was this beautiful, great thing, is actually evil, her relationship obviously shifts. And I think towards the end of the season, she starts to trust her dad a little bit more than her mom. The relationships definitely start to shift.
Can you talk to me about the relationship between your character, Nico, and Carolina?
I can't. That's also a spoiler, but I think you won't be disappointed. Nico and Carolina care for each other deeply, and yeah, you won't be disappointed.
Another thing, too, is that you have this new sister relationship that isn't also present in the comics. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I'm in love with Ariella. Like, I enjoy her presence, and I enjoy working with her a lot. I feel like our chemistry is really there, and since the first day we met at the camera test, she really took me in as, like, her sister. And the funny thing is that I'm an older sister in real life, and she's a younger sister in real life, so it was just like, yeah, the role reversal is real. But it taught us to learn more about ourselves and learn more about each other, and she teaches me every day, and hopefully I teach her something every day. So it's very enjoyable to work with her and with Old Lace.
Now that's my next question about Old Lace. How is it working with a practical, dinosaur on set?
I have to give it up to these guys who created her. She's the guys and females, who created her. She's like an 85-pounder puppet, and that's only half of her body. And she's because Old Lace is a very iconic and very detailed character. She's like a dog, crocodile, and a bird. So you see everything with her iconic nose ring. And the first time I ever got to work with Old Lace was amazing. It was in the pilot. And the way that they move her eyes and her nose, you see the pure innocence in her, and you'll fall in love with her. She's just like an incredible little actress, Miss Old Lace, and it's insane.
Now, one thing that's a little bit different than the comics is you have this sisterhood type thing with Molly. Can you talk to me about that a little bit?
I mean, it's so easy with Allegra. She's the best. You met her. She's the best. So it was an instant connection. I remember the first day we got lost on the lot, which was just us walking around talking on the first day. It was immediately a sister relationship, but it was funny because I was like, okay, I have an older sister in real life, so when I first met her, I was like, okay, I have to be the responsible one now. I'm going to teach her good things. It switched completely. She's the older sister.
One thing I love about this show is that it has a lot of strong female characters, and it's tons of diversity. I think I may have asked you this before, but if you weren't your character, which character do you most relate with?
Who do I most relate with? That's a good question. I think I kind of relate with all of them for different reasons. Like, I think Gert is a really strong, powerful feminist, and she's a strong woman. Allegra, obviously, is super strength, and she's incredibly strong and intelligent. And Renzi, his character, Alex, is super intelligent. And, I don't know. I think people find different reasons to relate for everybody. They're awesome.
One thing that I love about, and I think we talked about this a little bit, is the diversity and strong women in this show. Talk to me a little bit about how important that is.
I mean, it's obviously important because of the lack of diversity in most things anyways, but it's truly important on a deeper level because to humanize people of all these different types, it not only is an exercise in empathy to viewers all around, but then it's a self-esteem thing with other people who can see this and relate to someone who typically couldn't. It's very personal, and then also you can personalize it within other people who typically would not really relate to these characters or like someone that you would at first glance have a lot of differences with. When you humanize them in this real way on screen to a mass public, more people can open up and then in life see a person like that and not feel so different and estranged.
When we talked in LA, you had mentioned that there could be possible guest stars this season on Inhumans, but why did I say that? I was like, why did I say this? I don't think so. Is it somebody already in the MCU, or is it a new character that we could be introduced to?
You'll have to see for yourselves. You'll have to see. You almost got me there. I was gonna tell you, but